All right, what's up, everybody? The weather is only getting better every week. Better Call Saul is only getting better every week. At the same time, it's like, damn, man, we have 10 episodes to go. And yeah, that doesn't seem like a lot. At the same time, I do feel like storylines are already being wrapped up so rapidly, right? Who would have thought that 4 episodes in right now, we would have been able to say that, like, Nacho had actually died already and that storyline I assume has basically like somewhat concluded now, right? It's like it's so fascinating to me because I just myself always end up questioning like, okay, where does the show go, right? And I mainly think also about the fact like, what does the show still need to do? And of course, we know that we still need to get to the future timeline. I myself have had this theory for a long time that like we are going to get to like a more of a Breaking Bad timeline, right? Especially with them already teasing that, like, Walt and Jesse will at some point come back into the picture. I imagine the only way they can do that is by having Breaking Bad type scenes. Now, that's the thing. They can still do that in just 1 or 2 episodes, right? Like, you could combine the Breaking Bad and future stuff really in 1 or 2 episodes, but it could also be more than that. And like, I guess that's kind of the big question, right? So, like, for example, well, what I am mainly fascinated by is I'm still thinking about the very first scene in which we saw Saul back in Breaking Bad, where Walt and Jesse had kidnapped him, right? And he was afraid that it was Lalo coming to get him. What does that mean? That means that Saul, during Breaking Bad, thinks that Lalo is still alive. And that's the fascinating part because then I automatically start blending that in with my theory of like, oh, we could actually see some really like some episodes taking place in the Breaking Bad times. What if Lalo, it turns out, gets killed or something, basically behind the scenes during the events of Breaking Bad by like Gus or whatever, right? Like, what if he actually was still alive at that point? That's definitely a possibility. And I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Again, it's the fact that Saul was scared for him that at least confirms to us that Saul did not know he would have been dead then at that point, if that was the case. At the same time, we do have a line by Gus in like season 4, where he basically tells Hector that his whole family had died now. And so that would imply that at least Gus at that point also thinks that Lalo is dead. And I would imagine it would mean that Lalo was actually dead. Like, I'd be very surprised if Lalo actually ends up surviving and it turns out he's been alive all along or something. But, I mean, nothing is ruled out with this show. That's clearly the thing, right? So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, where everything like that goes. Now, at the same time, of course, yeah, I have to kind of talk still about Nacho and the fact that he then died. There was one thing in the last episode I didn't quite realize it fully. What that whole thing was about with the glass shot. It's so cool because again, like you simply by just thinking through the episode a second time, and you'll immediately start to sort of grasp certain things that you didn't initially get. So all that last scene was about was him going out on his own terms, right? Gus had basically set out this plan for Victor to shoot him or something like that, and he had to run towards him, and he told him about it. And what did Nacho do? He said, nah, I'm going to go out in my own way. Because all this time, he'd been forcefully following orders, basically during the entirety of the show when he wanted out. Now this was his only way of saving his dad. And he was able to still do it in a way where he was the one pulling the trigger on himself. Right, and I think that's I don't know. I really like the idea behind that they chose to go with, and of course it piggies back to the intro sequence we saw with the glass and the rain falling on it and everything like that, right? But it was beautifully done. So the other storyline, of course, that we have to touch on, and that's honestly what I think is going to be the biggest focus for this particular episode, is gonna have to be Howard and Jimmy and Kim, of course, right? Or Saul. Can I finally call him Saul now? I guess so. I've been so used to just calling him Jimmy and having to get used to that at the beginning of the show and then for the duration of the show to do that. And now we can finally, go back to calling him Saul, of course, lately. But yeah, I mean, the question is where are they going to go, right? Because last episode we saw the scene where Saul was using Huel to, to like mimic or fake a car key for Howard. So he was able to lock or unlock it. What are they going to do with that, right? There's still obviously the story with the cocaine, trying to see if, you know, if Cliff will actually suspect Howard, I guess, because of it, and what are they gonna do with that? At the same time, of course, we've had this tease at the end of episode 2 where a car was chasing them. So could it have been that somehow Howard has been onto Saul? You know, like that he was able to kind of figure out what was happening. Maybe Cliff already told him something behind the scenes and he figured like, oh, you know, like Saul is behind this or something, you know, because he also, of course, knows what Saul did to him last season. Now, yeah, I mean, at the same time, it could be, who knows? It could be like the government, literally, right? With the storyline that was also, you know, sort of teased to us last episode, where that one woman, I don't know her name, but she basically figured out how Saul got in contact with all these cartel guys and stuff, right? And so, yeah, where is that gonna lead? I don't know, man. Again, I feel like the question to me right now, the biggest question that I have is, where is the Gus and Lalo storyline gonna go? Because we have that, and that's the thing too. We've not seen Lalo in the picture for 2 episodes now. He, you know, in episode 1, he told Hector he was going to get proof that Gus did it. He's never gonna find that proof, obviously, because we know that Gus is still not suspected in Breaking Bad. But yeah, that's what he's. I mean, that is what he went off for, right? And then we didn't see him for 2 more episodes. Are we gonna finally see him now? Are we gonna see him actually try and get that proof? And what is the proof in the first place? Because we all thought it was Nacho. I don't think it's Nacho anymore. I don't know, man. And again, like what role can Gus still serve right now is the question, right? The way I really see it, I would not be surprised. But again, it's just a hunch theory of mine, and maybe by this episode already, it's gonna turn out completely false. What if we are not going to see Gus and Lalo anymore until Breaking Bad times? And it's during Breaking Bad times that somehow Lalo comes back with the evidence but gets killed or something like that. And so for now, we're going to solely focus for a little bit on, like, you know, resolving the whole Jimmy, Kim, Howard storyline and stuff, and seeing where that goes and how it's going to land them in trouble. I mean, Saul is going to still be able to continue to be a lawyer. Maybe Kim is the one who gets busted or something, right? Who knows? This is the big question. Where is that particular part going to go? Guys, I don't want to talk too much more. I just want to watch the episode right now. And in the review, I'm sure we'll be, you know, obviously coming back to revisit some of those theories after I've seen the episode. That being said, of course, you can watch the full-length reactions if you want to. If you want to see my reactions to the entire, you know, 50-minute episodes or whatever, they'll be up over on our Patreon, which is linked on top of the description. Over there, we also have, of course, a Discord server where we're talking about the show and stuff, and we're sharing that excitement. So if you want to join, that would be very much appreciated, of course. That being said, let's dive into episode 4, I should say, called Hit and Run. I love it already. Okay, who are these two? How did I come up with this again, man? Just a nice, fun little biking trip in Albuquerque. Oh, this is gonna have to do something with the hit and run. Oh my god, it better not. Are they about to drive Howard's car into these guys? I can so see that now, holy shit.
What can Barb do? That place isn't even in Mountain View. It's Enchantment Hills over there.
Enchantment Hill starts at Penguin.
You gotta love how they always drag these conversations out just to create the suspense for you to be like, what the fuck is gonna happen?
Their lot was in Enchantment Hills. They paid for a land survey.
Really?
Who are these guys?
Where'd you hear that?
Is that iced tea?
Would you like some?
Wilson. Thank you, ma'am.
No. What the hell? What are they monitoring? Oh, that's Gus's place. Really? Oh. Is this how Gus handles the security for his house? Just like a neighboring house? Okay, well, I guess that means we're gonna see more of Gus still. My theory is probably already incorrect. Okay. And in comes Howard. Feeling very good on this day, clearly, but I'm not sure if I'll feel that way by the end of it. I've always loved his mannerisms. He has such a robotic, like, way of moving, but it's awesome. This is Shrink?
How's it going?
He did say he went to one, yeah.
Status quo.
Great.
This is his
But how am I
Dave.
not a shareholder?
I'm just getting warmed up. Although I still think you would make one hell of a litigator.
They did a great job using those lines in the trailers to make you think it was something else.
At home, things are more or less the same.
Is this, Cliff? Oh no. What? What are we looking at? Is this Saul? Oh shit. Oh my god, no, no, no. He actually turned himself into Howard.
Man's ticket, and it's clearly an international flight.
This reminds me of the billboard.
But all the signs are in a language I can't read.
Oh no, this is so good, but I feel so bad about this. Wow, I love those little callbacks because it makes me just think about so many season 1 scenes. Again, him like turning into Howard with the billboard. The hit and run by the skateboarding twins.
Kim.
Oh, okay, they're gonna make him witness.
No, straight shot down 25.
This is us.
Oh, this is so great. But these guys so don't deserve it. They're not my type of people either. But they're not bad people. Oh, it's the windy place. Okay, oh, right, back to the hookers, right? Yeah, because Cliff already knew about those.
Hey, come on.
Had a customer.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's actually her! Of course, the one character they didn't have a cameo of yet.
Do we need to go over it again?
Nah.
Well, just remember, keep your feet out of the way, because I'm gonna have to leave in a hurry. What?
I really like your hair.
It's not. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, so she's even like in on the plan.
What if there was a different way? What if there was an independent team of lawyers, maybe?
I'm sure you've heard something about my son's drug problem.
He has a son?
Gregory's struggle gave me a more, let's say, personal view of the legal system.
Oh.
Kim,
Did they know that?
I think you've got something here.
Did they know about that before, I wonder, and is that why they picked him? Or is that just like an extra reason now to
You
be...
can't skimp on the support staff. They're the beating heart of the operation. I know that's true in our office.
Oh, here he comes.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Wasn't that Howard?
I don't know. It happened so fast.
Oh, they are so good. Okay, that was actually like subtle enough. That was much more subtle than I had expected it to be. Oh my god, he actually just turned into Howard now, feeling all good about himself. Oh no, what happened?
They moved the cone? What kind of asshole moves a cone?
Well, maybe it was Howard who got out already.
Oh, crap.
Then you're fucked. Oh, yeah, okay, I get it. He needed him to stand on the same parking spot, right? That's why he placed the cone there. Yeah, I wasn't thinking. This is what you get when you know the camera's pointed at you. Oh no. He's done. Oh shit. What the fuck now? He can't be spotted because then he's screwed. Nah. Oh my god. Wow, how did he get lucky enough for Howard not to realize he's standing on the yellow lines? Or maybe he's not thinking too much of it. Okay, I was kind of... Fucking genius. Man, I was honestly expecting he would be caught in that moment. And this is where Howard knows what they're doing against him. But nope. Oh, she notices that she's being followed. Damn, man. I mean, yeah, who would it be, though? It can't really be, I think, Cliff or Howard. They seem completely unaware, so it has to be... It's probably just the government.
Meet me there at 3. Great, thanks. How's it hanging, Steve-O?
Shoes, belt, jacket.
Sorry, what?
Shoes, belt, jacket.
Seriously? Since when?
It's procedure, sir.
Sir?
Are they only treating him like this?
Why'd I hit the jackpot?
Never can tell.
Oh no, man. You are gonna be in trouble.
Hey, how you doing on this beautiful day?
Ah, her again.
I don't believe you two have met.
Gonna give her a doll again?
Look, Mommy, I just graduated. I can't use a pen. I have
Yeah,
no
she's not...
opposable thumbs.
You wonder if she's like in on it as well, or if she's just done with it.
Hey, Hannah Banana.
Pay yourself.
Okay, everybody's treating him like this. Why is that? It's because they've all heard, kind of? Oh, there he is. Good old Bill.
Come on, Bill. That's no way to treat a lady. You gotta make it right, Bill. You know, be gentle. That's the way to do it.
Still getting it stuck in the
Think
machine.
Barry White. Think seduction. Voila.
Wow, didn't give him a single
What
word.
is going on? How come everyone's treating me like I'm covered in oozing pus sores?
I liked you better when you were just a regular bottom feeder. You scammed the judge. And for what? To get a murdering cartel psychopath back out on the street? It's just...
They don't like that.
It's a lot of big talk, Bill. Prove it. Prove it, Bill!
There's proving, and then there's knowing.
I just realized that, like, also we started with that Gus intro, which we have not gotten back to whatsoever. It's been a very Saul-centric episode, which I expected. She's still looking at that car, realizing it's still following her. Yeah, you better go with your gut right now. Who is looking in that mirror? Okay, 2 random guys. Is she walking up to them and just like writing down the license plate? You've got some balls. Oh, he's opening the window too.
Hey,
Hello.
nice day. Are you following me?
I'm sorry.
Are you following me?
I love it.
What are you, APD?
Who would have ever expected this is what she would do?
You know what? I think you're following me. And if you're not going to identify yourselves, then I'm calling in your plates because I feel threatened.
You get these people out right now.
What, these guys, they bothering you?
Not them.
No insight. Yeah, we saw this in the trailers, and I remember that one of the guys they show her is gonna be the skank guy from Breaking Bad. This guy.
Mr. Spooge? It's just Spooge.
Spooge, yeah.
It's just Spooge, duly noted. All right. Gail Marengo?
Maybe one
6.
stays in? Probably not. Cucumber water.
7. Oh, you with him? And 8. Nice leathers. Justice for all.
Oh, man.
Paying customers.
Believe me, they're gonna be paying. Spooge.
We have to get that line. Spooge, you better stay off the meth the next couple of years. I swear, man, it's gonna lead to your death.
Very well. Thank you, Miss Wexler.
And how? Crushed by an ATM machine.
They're gone.
What?
I'm sorry?
The 2 men that were following you. They're gone.
Do I know you?
Would you
First
mind
time we
sitting
see
for a
Mike
moment
and Kim
and
in
I
a
will
scene.
Answer any questions I can.
Did Saul ask him is the question, or did he go out of his way to figure this out somehow?
I have men watching you and your husband. I'm not with the police, and as far as I know, they're not investigating either of you. I do know that you've been up to a few things that you probably would rather keep private.
Wait, so
I
those
don't
were
care.
just Gus's guys?
That's not what this is about. I'm trying to solve a problem of my own. Lalo Salamanca.
Nobody could have figured this out.
Is dead.
Yeah, about that.
He isn't. Why are you telling me this and not him?
Because I think you're made of sterner stuff.
Okay, well that's good. I mean,
You worked in the parking booth at the courthouse.
oh shit.
You're the attendant.
Was.
I was.
Yep, the most unsuspicious guy may turn out to become something entirely. But this is good news for them, because this makes everything simpler again, because now at least the government is not behind them and nobody is suspecting their Howard prank yet that they're executing on. That's Gus's car. Oh yeah, it's his house actually. Okay, so Gus is just scared as fuck that Lalo's gonna show up somewhere any moment now. And the question is, will he? Because this episode won't be going for much longer, and that would mean we'd once again be an episode without Lalo. Oh, he's wearing some type of bulletproof vest thing? That's a very... Is that what it is? I guess so. Seems very light though. Oh man, he really is afraid that like, yeah, Lalo's gonna show up. I would never really expect Gus to carry a gun. Because he always has his men looking out for him, right? So this is actually an interesting sight. Because he knows that Lalo, if anybody can outsmart him, it is Lalo, you know? There's not many others who can. Well, I can think of one person. Oh shit. A secret bunker or something? Or... Oh, this is that family? What? Is he just like in a different house now? Holy shit.
The man you placed in my kitchen.
Roy?
You told me that he had experience as a short order cook.
2 years at McDonald's in college. He's not there just to make French fries. I need guys in close.
At the Los Pollos.
He's not up to Pollo standards.
He's not like Lyle.
Replacement. We're stretched thin. I've got guys working 18-hour days all over town.
Wait, is he gonna get that one girl that we always see in Breaking Bad? Is what I wonder. That would be a real detail then if they do.
The rest of the world thinks the guy is dead.
Lalo Salamanca is alive.
If they get that one woman who we constantly see in Breaking Bad, then they really have all the details down.
How was your day?
What are we doing here?
Take a look. What do you think?
About what?
This is the
New
office.
Potentially.
This is
Come on.
it. That's the waiting room.
The bottom line is, I need a new place to do business pronto. Now, this place is a shithole, but the price is right, and I think I can talk the landlord into a month-to-month. So, it's temporary. You know, until I
Yeah,
find
it sure
something
is. Temporary for a few years.
better. Hey,
Golden years. It's interesting how now Kim is
small.
kind of starting to get cold feet again.
It's dirty. And this whole place smells funny. But
Perfect.
the courthouse is 5 blocks away. You can't get to MDC without driving past. Parking is good. Bail Bond Row isn't far, and Taco Cabeza is just around the corner.
speaking of Taco Cabeza.
I'm starving. Let's do it.
She's still looking behind her. Oh man. Great episode once again. What a great episode once again, man. And I don't even know what to say. I think, again, they are so genius at not making you even guess in advance what exactly is going on. Because, dude, I'm telling you, I watched a couple of videos speculating about who could it be that was following Saul and Kim, but I feel like I heard nobody say it could have been Gus and his guys. Like, everybody was saying it was either going to be Howard, right? Or maybe Cliff, or it was going to be the government, or it was going to be Lalo. Nobody said it was going to be Gus. And it makes so much sense now in hindsight, thinking that like, oh, it was Gus who's afraid that Lalo is going to come either for them or for him, but he's going to be back in town soon or something, right? And so he's just, again, like he's following them in case to see if like Lalo shows up there or whatever, right? And it's like, it actually makes the current storylines a little bit easier to follow too, because again, if we knew that like the government had been involved and stuff, and if they were actually going after him, then that would be a whole situation still to, you know, resolve by the end. Because of course, I mean, that's the thing, we know where Saul ends up, right? And like, he's not going to get in trouble anymore, I would assume. He's going to continue his activities as a criminal lawyer, which of course we got teased there at the very end, him finally seeing his office there, his future office for the first time, and that was great to see. But again, it kind of in a way simplifies things. It's still so interesting though how we did not see Lalo in this episode. So now it's been 3 episodes without seeing him. When is he gonna show up is the question, right? And the way that they're delaying this makes me almost, I don't know. I mean, we do still get, this is the thing, we do still get Gus and Mike as part of the story. So for them to really serve much of a purpose would have to mean that Lalo eventually gets introduced back, right? That's the only thing that has them, has their part make sense in the story right now too. So this is kind of how I'm thinking, like, when is Lalo going to show back up? But at the same time, I would not be surprised if like we still end up not seeing them now for a while, and that like maybe it's only by the second half, and like I speculated during Breaking Bad times, that Lalo suddenly comes back or something. Who knows? It's a possibility, right? I'm not saying that that's going to happen. It's definitely a possibility. And then so great seeing some of those details once again filled in. And all of it makes so much sense with like scenes that we saw during Breaking Bad. Like, remember in Breaking Bad how Walt showed up at Gus's house planning to like kill him, and it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And literally, he got a phone call, but I think it was Tyrus calling him saying, "Go home, Walter." And it's like, shit, who's looking at them and where, right? And now you see. I don't know if it's the full picture or if it's just like a part of his security system, but like he actually has this, what I presume is just like, again, an underground bunker then leading to like a neighboring house, and that's where he's got guys holed up as well. So this whole neighborhood is kind of under his watch, right? It's so awesome. I love, and he complained about like one of the workers at Pollos Hermanos who wasn't up to standards. And this is actually one of those things that I've been asking myself. And like, this is the thing. I know you shouldn't even be obsessing so much over these details because it's pointless. And but the only reason that I do is because this show obsesses over the details too. So I feel like I'm justified in doing it. You know what I mean? In Breaking Bad, we always knew that Gus had this one female worker who we constantly saw behind the counter, and she was always addressing Walt. And, Gus seemed very friendly with her. Like, she was his, like, I don't know what that's called, but she was, like, higher up or something, right? So, like, the closest to Gus compared to all the regular workers. And now he complained about this one person, and, like, all this time in Better Call Saul, we've been seeing him work with Lyle, who is just, like, I don't know what to call him, but he's not exactly, I don't think he really would have great security experiences, as we have seen, of course, with him dealing with that Hector situation back a couple seasons ago. But I would find it so great if they actually got that woman to be reintroduced here. Because that's what they do. They've brought all the characters from Breaking Bad back. That makes sense. We saw Spooch here. Spooch, the skank guy. We saw Wendy here, right? Who's, of course, a pretty big part in the first couple seasons of Breaking Bad. Who Saul actually used for their prank or their scam or, well, I don't know what it was. Their hit and run situation or the actually throwing out Wendy like that in front of Cliff. Again, man, this show, it's so great. At the same time, we're seeing Saul kind of deal with, the situation around the courthouse where people don't really like him as much anymore because they heard about everything that happened, right? And so that's again, like, I assume the way he handled Salamanca is not going to lead to anywhere anymore. And it, wouldn't have to because it can't really. I mean, he can't get in trouble for it because then Saul in Breaking Bad doesn't make sense anymore, right? So, but we're seeing at the same time how he's kind of being, others are like looking at him in a bad way, and so he feels a little, I mean, I don't know, like, does he feel sad about that? I think so, right? But at the same time, it's kind of what's going to drive him off even more, I would presume, to be his own man and, like run his Saul Goodman office and literally just not care. Like, that's the thing, and that's still the biggest difference between the Saul that we see in Better Call Saul, I feel, compared to the Saul we see in Breaking Bad. The Saul in Breaking Bad really is relentless, and he does not care much about, like, other people and who gets killed and this and that. He's all in it for himself, literally, all in it for himself. That's the honest truth. I, honestly, even though, of course, it's not a very admirable personality, but, like, I love him for that in Breaking Bad. I remember, like, he's just a character who you can always, his jokes are so over the top and he so doesn't give a crap. And I love that, right? Whereas in Better Call Saul, he definitely, even though, of course, morals and ethics and this and that, it's becoming a slippery slope, and it has from the start. It's always been part of him, but it's not to that extent. Even now in the last season, it's still not to that extent, I feel. Regardless of the fact that they're pulling the stunt on Howard and stuff, he's not like that. But makes sense because, I think we're still like 3 or 4 years away from the Breaking Bad timeline. So, yeah, guys, that's really all that I have to say, I think, for now. Oh, yeah, maybe one final thing to touch on. Great to see Mike and Kim actually in a scene together. Who would have thought that was going to happen? The closest they got to that was, of course, back at the end of season 5, where Mike was listening through the phone. Which, Kim didn't even know that he was listening, I think, in that moment. And yeah, Kim did know that there was a guy with Saul in the desert, but that's all she knew. Now she realizes who it is. I don't know if that's still gonna, play a big role, but it was just cool to see. It was, once again, a fantastic episode. I absolutely loved it. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, of course. keep in mind that the full-length reactions for all these Better Call Saul episodes go up on the same day that the episodes go up, on Tuesday usually, on my Patreon, where you can check it out, linked on top of the description. We have a Discord server, make sure you join that as well. That you can do so by joining the Patreon. And then for now, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.